Welcome back to Alchemy Factory, the one plot challenge here on One Last Turn. And let's just jump right back into it. We gotta finish this infrastructure upgrade that we started last time by getting the Panacea related ingredients and the Panacea Potion itself up and down these floors. So let's do that. And the first thing I want to do is let's have the world tree on this line right here. Cool. And then let's get the last potions. We want to get those, and sure, it'll be some going up and down in levels, but we are gonna live with that, at least for now, I think. Though we probably want to start with fertile catalysts here in the middle, just so we can get it into the spot there. And then we will get the blast potions on the outer layer there. Could this be structured in a different way to make it less of a bulky situation? Probably. Are we gonna bother with that? Probably not. So let's get the different stuff onto these conveyors over here. We have the world tree leaf, which currently is resting on this line. We will just bring that down. Because that seems like the easiest thing to do. Cool. And then we have the fertile catalyst, which is currently sitting over here. So we'll bring that down and connect that to the second input here. And then we need to get the blast potions, and we're gonna have to get that from over here, probably in the same fashion. I haven't really thought about how scalable this is across many floors, so we'll have to see whether or not it is feasible. Otherwise, we'll just have to redo it a little bit. I don't necessarily test these things beforehand. Some could argue that that it would make sense to do, but there we go. But it's also a little, I mean, it's more cumbersome, so I don't always have time, unfortunately, to do it. So sometimes I won't be able to, and we'll just have to sort of figure it out as we go along, right? And that is also, in my opinion, what is sort of fun about these games, or this game, is that you can sort of figure it out as you go, and it doesn't sort of just completely break the playability or anything like that. Let's get a bit more potions here for the world tree. We are starting to fill up our buffer, so soon, hopefully, it should be self-sufficient, but the issue is the buffers are so big and we are producing a very small amount. So, or at least we have a very small amount left over, so it's a little bit difficult. Now we aren't getting any blast potions just yet. They're sitting here, we just haven't finished transporting them. That's fine. That should do it though. We're getting some leaves. So we should get blast potions up here. Now we need another elevator for the Panacea Potions themselves. And we need to... Whoops. We need to both have it go up and down. Question is, and I'm just thinking out loud here, do we want to try and squeeze it into this setup? It only needs to go down 1 or maybe 2 floors. We would like Panacea Potions, where we're producing them up here. We definitely want them to get down to this floor, so that's 1 floor down, and we probably want to get them down to this floor eventually as well. Yeah, we probably want to get them down to this floor as well, so we don't have to use growth potion. And don't have to use the blast potions that we're producing here, which takes out from the production in Panacea Potions. So 2 floors we want it to go down, and then the next floor down is... We do want it down here as well, but for these blast potions. And one thing we also do want to do is get this black powder upstairs. So let's just do that real quick. Some extra black powder. Now we could just throw a conveyor bridge off the edge here, but that would eliminate the possibility of having a wall. But then again, if we had a wall... Okay, let me just see if we can't fit a wall here. So if we had a wall here, and we get these conveyor tunnels, we can't fit those here, okay. So we would have to fit them here. There's overlap on the inside there. Let's get rid of this money line, this part here, this part here. Now, bit of a quick first day, but that's very, very not good on the Saturns. Oh, but we're still in profit. That's very interesting. Come on. It's not an invalid position. God damn. Okay. So we have 3 going through here. We actually only need 2. But we probably want to have all 3 of them just for the visuals. Okay. So we want to get money in here. And then we'll get conveyor belts there. And then we want to get our blast potions through this one. Let's probably do that on another level as well. We're out of iron, so let's go get some. There should be some in here. Okay. So, we want to get money connected there, and we want to get money connected over there. It is gonna flow into this tunnel, but that's just gonna be some extra buffer that we can't really control. Otherwise we can't get the height. Or actually, I'm not sure. If we delete it and just put some blocks in place, can we get the correct height on the... Okay, we can. Okay. Let's do that here as well then. This we want to go in the opposite direction. Cool. And we'll get our growth potions out like that. Okay, so that's really nice. So what I wanted to do, we want to get the black powder, we want to get that in here somehow. We can't have this just floating. Okay. It does need to stand on something, so we would need to build a tower. So we'll avoid doing that, and we will just do something different instead. We will bring it like we have the others. Where do we want it to go? We'll take it up over here. And we'll get another tunnel in here. Black powder that runs on the floor there. That should do that. Now, question is whether or not we want to move stuff here so that we have some more movement or some more space on the floor. I might do it on the floors where we need the space. I think is gonna be the thing. And if we don't need the space, then I'm not gonna bother. I think it needs to go somewhere along these parts. No, one more down. It is here, but we are out of rope. I think I took some in here. I did. So it was here into there, and then we need to get our black powder. Just wanted to go as directly as possible. There we go. That merges that nicely. Okay, cool. And now we need to get our Panacea Potions both up and downstairs. Let's start with just downstairs once so we can get them into our tree and our lavender. Now where do we put them? Because we already have sort of the full amount of bridges here. Because we're taking 3 up. The question is if we want to... We can't both go... We need to both go up and down. We could go down through here. Right? Have an elevator that connects here and we just send it down here. That's a possibility. Alternatively, I don't know, maybe that is fine. Alternatively, we could extend the flooring one out, have more space, but I would sort of want to try and avoid that. Now, question is, how do we get it up as well? It's only gonna be a problem this once, because eventually everything upstairs is just gonna need money and Panacea Potions. So it's just a problem right now. So we could just throw... Could just throw one of these in here. And grab it. I do think we need to be this far back, though. We do. So that should get Panacea Potions up to this level, where we don't need them right now. So we're not gonna do anything about them. Now, our bronze rivets aren't doing so hot. That is interesting. Lavender isn't being produced, and that's because we're out of growth potions. Okay, so we'll have to figure out growth potions just in a second when we got this infrastructure up and running. I just want to make sure that we're not actually sending Panacea Potions upstairs yet. And then, instead of taking them inside of here, I do want to have them inside of there, though, to go around this way. I guess we will just have them travel across here. Instead. And down there we go. Cool. So, leaves is what we're missing right now. We have some Panacea Potions in our inventory, so let's give those a go. I just want to see, we get 126 experience from the Mars, which isn't that much more than the Jupiter, so don't want to be too bothered there. And we got some Wiltshire cores starting to amass. That is nice. Gonna need those eventually. This is probably a little overkill with the money buffer, to be honest. We can have it sort of here just in case we need to buy more stuff. But those rest of the coins aren't needed to be there. Fertile Catalyst coming out. We do need some Panacea Potions for the nursery here. Did we start receiving them? And maybe I didn't distribute them. Yep. Got them here. So where do we want them to go? Currently we have them coming up here. Can we get them through somewhere else? We have some blast potions running through the middle here that we aren't gonna use. It's currently fueling just this stone furnace. So I think if we can get it in here, that would be nice. Don't want it turning to this side, because nothing is using blast potions over here. Don't want to go and sort of take them all out. At this point it's just going to be too cumbersome, but that should do that. We can get rid of these extras here for now. Let's just throw down a little box here. For that leftover blast potions. Okay. So the issue that we're having right now is that we don't have enough growth potions. I'm not gonna say that's easily fixable, but it is fixable. I think we did talk about it a little bit, that we are actually producing 120 of each of these times 4, but each of our cauldron setups are only doing 33 or 63, so we could double each of these, get double the amount of clay. Chamomile wise, we're also way overkill. We could have 3 times as many, or we are producing 3 times as much chamomile as we need. So I think I want to get 2 more growth potions in here. Obviously we need more salt as well then. But let's start with the other stuff, and then maybe we can... Why isn't this one buying any salt? It's out of money. Okay. Don't we? No, we don't have money flowing correctly right now. That should fix that. Do we need fuel over here? We do. So we have to fix that distribution as well. That should do it. That should do it. But yeah, I want to get 2 more growth potion producers. Cool. And then let's double each of the cauldrons. We just need a ton of bronze. We should have some bronze lying in a box here. That is definitely a ton. No, god damn it. Then we just gotta upgrade this scaffolding here. Hopefully it's not too difficult. Hopefully I made it in a way that makes sense. Yeah, who knows. This front matter probably has to change a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. So that part was easy enough. It does seem like we are in luck. I didn't make it too difficult. this. That is all the backsides. That was easy enough as well. Having enough room on this is a little bit tricky, but not impossible, it seems. Come on. Just throw these in there. Just start with. That makes that a little bit easier. And we are getting there. This is the true power, in my opinion, of these modular setups, is that you can easily extend them when necessary. One could probably argue it would have made more sense to just do this height to begin with and then only do 2. And then we could have just copy pasted the entire setup instead. Just have had this and copy pasted it to double it, but yeah, you live and you learn. Definitely need more grinders here. We want to get it down and away. I think we have to get it to the left side here. I think that has to be the case. Because then we can make a full build on this side. Also need to get the chamomile over there. How do we do that? Oh. Oh, we can't do it like that. Okay. How do we do it then? Well, then we probably need to move the chamomile. It was very glitchy, but it did end up working. So if we move the chamomile here instead, get rid of all these stuffs in our inventory. Here, the chamomile powder, and we also have a little bit more room for the clay powder to move, and we'll just go to this side on here as well. There, so we gotta get up there. There we go. Okay, so that is one side of it. Now we gotta get this other one as well. Start by moving the chamomile. This needs to connect into the other blender. And this goes into the original blender. And we can take this and copy paste it. Then we just need a few. Belts. There we go. And of course, connect these clay, throw out this extra garbage. And that is double everything except for the brine. I'm just gonna think and have a little bit of a water break, and I'll see you in a second that you won't even notice. Sorry about the jump cut there. Yeah, so we have two options as far as I see it. Also, I just had to fix a little, I wouldn't say mistake, but basically this setup here was made with the turquoise machine here in mind to sort of infinitely be producing so that the sand would always get consumed. So the sand on these two towers wasn't getting consumed, which means it wasn't producing any salt. So we were under making brine and under making growth potions. There is a possibility that we didn't need to do this upgrade at all. But now we did it. We just need the extra brine. And we have two options as far as... We have three options, but one of them is not that good of an option. We can, for certain, make the salt in a cauldron. We could do that. It would require a decent amount of the growth potions that we are making. So it's not that sustainable. Alternatively, we can copy and paste this setup here somewhere else. I'm not sure we can fit it on this floor though. Of course, we do have this space now. And this could be a pretty decent candidate for where I'd wanna sort of omit going around this bend. So let's just do that. Give ourselves a little bit more room to work with. Okay, yeah, we do need this to skip over here, and we'll just fill that down like so. I don't want to run around with sand. Okay, so ideally we'd have it on this floor, but that would mean having to move probably both of these setups, the gems or the jewelry. We don't have room on any places downstairs. We could have room upstairs somewhere. Could potentially fit it in up here. This isn't gonna have room. This isn't gonna have room. This isn't gonna have room. Oi. And don't have room on the top of the stairs either. We probably want to get this down as fast as possible. We probably want to do it through here somewhere. This does seem like it is farther along than the other stairs. So let's just get that fixed. That's better. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, so we could put it on the floor with the black powder, especially because this setup is gonna go away eventually once this setup over here takes over. for that to happen, we do need to get the Panacea Potions down. Is there something of this I want to keep in my inventory? Sort of just want to get rid of stuff a little bit. Can't get rid of some of all this wood. Don't need these mortars. That gets rid of that box. That's nice. Let's go all the way to the bottom here, because we also gotta make a pedestal for the Mars. Somehow gotta get it up there. Probably here would be good. What I'm contemplating is if I even want those jewelry. I mean, probably do. No! God dang it. Just shy on the rope. That's incredibly annoying. I'll throw the money into the bin then. Merge, rearrange. Looking good. I want to get those out of there, so let's see if we can't put them onto the black powder floor for now. We should definitely be able to take the turquoise one. Maybe we'll leave the turquoise one. It doesn't take up as much room as the malachite does. How are we even making it? With the impure copper and clay powder, okay. And then we have those leftover crude shards, which go into eventually becoming diamonds. So we'd have to move those down a bit, or we would have to take all of this, move it upstairs. And then just move the sand upstairs. But if we take all of this and move it upstairs, that also means that we would have to get rid of this setup immediately. Okay, let me see. Let me just see, how easy would it be to get this? Don't want that. One of these. If we were to confirm, can we have that up here? We can for certain. Can we have it on length? We can't, so we need to rotate it. Sort of put it somewhere along these lines. I mean, I don't hate it. Don't hate it, so let's just do it. Let's just... I was gonna say let's just cut, but we certainly don't have enough inventory space for that. I'm just gonna throw away some of these potions that I have lying around in my inventory. I don't want to throw away the Oblivion Essence because it's quite expensive, but maybe I can throw them into a box here so the leftovers can get used. Okay, so let's do this again. Gotta remember to pick the pipes as well. Now that I forgot to do it while I was selecting everything, we can do it manually one by one, which is a little bit of a hassle, but maybe a little bit easier than selecting it all again. Don't know why that came back. Let's cut it. Ah, I knew it. I knew it. Did not have enough inventory space. Oh well. All these iron ores we're gonna have to get rid of. Need a portal sigil. Would very much like all of the seeds as well, so I don't have, because I don't remember. We need some more iron ore. No, sorry, iron ingot. So many ores, goddamn. Is it really only one of each seed? I don't believe that. There must be at least another box that was thrown somewhere. Otherwise, why would there be red currant and stuff like that? This is a little bit of an issue. Did we accidentally select something upstairs that got destroyed with it? Since we had red currant, or downstairs or something? No. Okay. Okay, let's just try and see if we can build it. We can. Good. And then we just gotta fit it in. Like so. Okay, so it did have the seeds necessary, it seems. Didn't see them in my inventory, all of them, but... I mean, if it works, right? Okay, so let's try and see. This right here is for the crude shards. This here is the line for growth potions, which we will have to get up here because we're not, right now we're not taking them. But that's okay. Them in on this line here. So we can get rid of that. Do need some to go down here as well on this line back here. Can we just connect it here, I think? This is supposed to be fuel, so we can't. If we take this back here a bit, the crude shards, we can have it go up here, then we can send it down here. That's the fertilizer. Then we need to get fuel in, so we aren't actually getting fuel on this level either. So let's get some of that. So we couldn't entirely avoid this line, it seemed, but that's fine. That's fine. We need money, of course, which is something we are getting on this floor, but just not over there. It's not the prettiest setup I've ever made, to be honest. It will have to do for now. because it is sort of temporary. I think we'll do a... Maybe we'll redo the... Maybe we'll redo the... whatchamacallits. The jewelry at some point in another floor or something like that. Or maybe we won't. And maybe we'll just redo this setup or something like that. For now, I want to leave it at this. Just run through our... Oh, I didn't want to do that. I really just want to destroy these. But we can pick up the money. And sure, it's a waste, but it's gonna take too long. Otherwise, we'll get these 400 pieces of silver, that's for sure. Don't want those going to waste. Okay. Cool, let's just grab this brine setup over here. And we'll duplicate it here. We need 8 more portal sigils. Seven and 8. Let's see if we can get the money flowing. And then we will connect our pipes like so, and that should just flow seamlessly. And if we could we need the entry to this setup to be elsewhere. Maybe we actually just want its own setup. Okay, yeah. I get it now. It's because we don't actually want this part. Don't want sand in our inventory. So we'll have one there. We really want it to go the other direction. One there, one there. And then we want 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then that goes back around into here, into our diamond maker. And that way, this should be fully utilized. Though there's only, we're probably, so we can do 80. We probably need to change this one up over here as well. And this box is useless because we got 40 on this one. And we got 120 on this one. So we probably want for this to happen. Or can it only do 80 in total and we need 2? That might be the case. In which case we don't want this one. And we want to split this equally into 3. And we can't, we have to join it there. Actually, having it go down over here makes sense. Just to split it equally into 3. So we'll do that over here as well. And we will just do it like so. Okay, that should be enough brine for everything to run continuously. Now I said there was a third option for the brine. Sorry about that. I accidentally hit my microphone there. There was a third option. There is a third option for brine. And it is an option we are going to explore pretty soon, but I just wanted this setup running so we can go and make sure that the Mars is fully functional. Get the Mars down. We did get some more ropes, so we should be able to do that. Get the Mars down to be ready to be sold. And then we are pretty much at the end of this episode, and then next time we'll explore that. But that is a thing we did talk about previously as well. It's these where is it? Thermal extractors. So we are going to be building a couple of floors up thermal extractors that will allow us to make these fluids much more easily, much cheaper. So that is what's gonna happen, but we just needed this setup for now, so it is semi what's it called? Semi-temporary. We'll have to see how fast we can get there. And that will also mean that some of this stuff can be redone and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully soon. Let's take a look at everything and see if it's running. This seems to be running just fine. Blast potions are filling up at least. This seems, at least our lavender part is doing good. We are backlogging, and every now and again we get Panacea Potions that come for the World Tree, which is very beautiful. That's exactly what we want to see. Which means that we also are on a full backlog over here with the Gentian. How is our brandy going? So we do need to connect these again. And expand that buffer just a little bit, because otherwise these furnaces will stop running and we don't want that. We are backed up on World Tree Leaves as well, so now we are actually truly producing. Beautiful. Also needs to go in here. That does move our backlog a bit, but everything should be good. So fertile catalyst is a bit of a bottleneck. We know that, I think. I think we're only doing 30, right? Yeah, we're only doing 30, so we need to up this to 60. And we are not doing enough unstable catalysts, it seems. Even though this does run at full speed, so I'm not sure why there's a delay there. But we'll have to investigate that in the next episode. I just wanna take a look at the Mars, make sure that everything is running. Bronze rivets are still sort of spurting it out instead of being continuous. And that is largely due to lavender not getting enough fertilizer. Because it lasts like 2 seconds whenever we get a growth potion. So hopefully the increase in growth potions that we did just there is enough to sort of cover that. Otherwise, we're gonna have to upgrade to Panacea earlier up here than I had sort of wanted and anticipated. But we got a few Marses. That are stacking up, so let's just get those onto a conveyor belt down to a pedestal, and that'll be the end of this episode. So thank you so much for watching me in this sort of maintenance heavy episode. Not much new here, obviously, but we are finally good when it comes to Mars. Hopefully, it seems that way, I think. Which are too close, really? How's it too close? We'll put it here. Okay, we can do that. Cool. I'll just add those manually, though. Okay, sorry about that little jump cut there. I was making the outro for this video when I realized that we're not actually done. We still have a day left. I realized this after the fact because I was editing the video and saw that we're missing a day. So yeah, that is that's a little bit silly on my part. I think what happened is I was focused on getting I forgot when I was looking at my recording time. I forgot I had taken a break, and that break apparently lasted coincidentally just about the same amount of time as a in-game day. So I just stopped the day early, and that was obviously unfortunate and unintended. Now, okay, this part is going to be a little bit annoying. As you might hear, the music is a little bit different, and that is because in the meantime a new update dropped. And in that update, they updated the audio, but they also did something else. And you saw I just started stealing a little bit of steel from the Mars setup, and I went and got our steel from our current supply. They added this lift shaft. And what it is, we're gonna need some rope as well. What it is, it's a personal elevator. And you basically are able to transport yourself between floors in a much smaller footprint. And we are going to utilize that. First, though, we have to... The footprint of this is a little bit odd. It fits well within a quarter of a floor tile, but you can't have it against outer walls because the outer wall takes up a singular piece of the floor tile, so it's just gonna collide with the wall. So we have to have it in this spot here. Now they might change this, and us making these changes are just silly or unnecessary, but that's fine. I don't mind that being the case. Let's see here. Oh, this was supposed to do pulleys. Are we completely out of pulleys? I think we are, because it doesn't have any wood anymore. This was just running off of excess wood from this setup for the longest time. Can we get money out somewhere? But let's just move that problem to the future a little bit. We don't have any wood down here either, so let's go buy us a little bit of logs. Get that up and running. We should probably have made this automated by now, but I just can't really be bothered when we're so far ahead. But we should fix that at some point for sure. Anyways, we need to move these conveyors here that are using this space because we need the entire space for that elevator. And we start... No, let's not get rid of this. Let's just see. Can't we... It is a little bit annoying. Right, can this guy... be here instead? It can. So that's something, and then we'll should be able to just have these across. We need 4. There we go, and then we need to take this out. I mean, we probably are gonna end up just removing this setup altogether, just having a rope creator right here and doing something else about those pulleys at some point. So these need to go upstairs, and we will copy these here. And then we just need to move it on over. There we go. We can get rid of these. Is there anything balancing on top of here? It doesn't seem like it. Cool, cool, cool. We do need this guy here. We don't have a free spot in a regular way, so we're gonna have to, I think it's the Saturn. So we're gonna have to, sorry, the Mars. We're gonna have to do something a little bit different. And then we'll connect it up. The wood there for the excess with regards to the advanced fertilizer, and maybe, I'm not sure if I want to, but maybe we will end up just taking out the advanced fertilizer and just using growth potions or something instead. Maybe we'll do that, but I'm not sure yet. Okay, so we need to get this one here at least. That's pretty easy, and then we get that one there. The next one goes there, and the last one can actually be fed in from this direction. And that should be all. So let's get rid of some of these stairs here. When we do have these running here, they will have to move. Wondering, can we move this one over? We can move this one over slightly. No, then they aren't reachable, okay. God damn it. Let's see here. Jewelry shelf, like so. Oh, it was too far ahead that time. There we go. Okay, so how do we get these over there? Well, let's start by just clearing out the space, so we know how much space we'll actually have when we set this up. Not a lot. We are actually having one, both of those are also sort of in the way, so we need to get rid of these two as well, and we need to get those potions down here a different way. Question is, if we want it like this, I think we probably do. let's get rid of that. And we will just drag up as far as we can go. Interesting that it can go through those shelves there. Didn't want to do that. Okay, there's an entrance on both sides. That's good to know. Maybe it can't go through the shelves, so let's get rid of those. That was all of them. Luckily enough, we could reach. Cool, cool, cool. And we did get just one too many. Can't we? Okay, so we have to get rid of it all. That's annoying. We did make it one too tall, because we do need to have a few pieces of steel left over in order to make these landings, which is basically then where you are able to get off the elevator. And then we simply just select where do we want to go. We want to go to floor 2. Whoops. And it went without us because we were standing wrong. So obviously there is going to be some issues. But it is also a pretty neat system if you ask me. We gotta get our potions down over here instead. We'll do that really quickly. Maybe we'll have them go a different route though then. Here, and then this one. Here. We can get rid of some of these, and I know that didn't know that part. That's not gonna work, but I do know that we had some wrong there. Let's see. That should be correct. Call the lift. It is a little bit slow. I'm not sure how fast it'll go to sort of the upper floors like that, but I think it'll still be at least less annoying than going through those stairs, but I'm sure I will find a way to make an issue. If we move this here so we have a clearer connection down, we can instead, oh, not that one. Okay, so that's the Mars sitting in there that we have to get into this guy somehow, while we also get these guys. So, I mean, sure, a little bit of a logistical challenge, but it's not too bad. We will simply go over here. And that will be... Ooh, we can't. Not sure how tall it needs to be. This is 165. It's probably not enough. Let's go up, get a little bit more steel such that we can hopefully make our way to the top. It is a vastly more... It's a vastly nicer experience for certain, getting up there and running around in those circles. Oh no. But we do have to wait a little bit on the lift. So one should probably take it down when going down instead of jumping. Otherwise we'll have to wait. Oh, it's already up there for another. So 165 was definitely too much. I don't know if I can... No, I can't. Is there a good way of doing this? I just wanted to go down a singular floor there because I'm thinking maybe I know I'm not going to be able to wait, so I need to go to floor 9. I'm not going to be able to pull the lever while also building, I'm pretty sure. I think that's it. It is connected, it is going down. Question is, if I hit the right spot down here, I did. Wonderful. So that is gonna be all for this episode. And now we did bleed a little bit into the next day, unfortunately, but I did just want to get this finished. With this elevator system, though, we can a lot more easily go upstairs without the risk of falling. But of course, I'm sure I'm gonna be able to fall out from here because I rushed too much or something like that. But yeah, it's very nice, and we'll also be able to the next time more easily, I think, build up a couple floors so that we can start with those thermal extractors and just make our fluids a lot more efficiently. So that's the plan. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.